Well, that got crazy.
That's why I'll wait till hear about a second or two of silence before I start the intro. Good evening. Welcome to your Ashurst News Network, coming to you live from the tip top of Cock Tower Square with your host Sergeant Friday. Sarge, how you doing?
Well, sometimes our third world fucking technical department just doesn't, they just don't show up for work. You could relate to that.
Yeah, it's Wednesday night. I think he may be at church. That's what it is.
Yeah,
So
you're right. He may in fact be at church. Wouldn't that be something?
uh, it, it it's very possible. I would say likely even. So yeah.
Well, I'm almost wondering if maybe he's doing something we're all more commonly familiar with.
Such as?
Right?
Oh yeah.
I think he's eating dinner. That some bitch took an unauthorized break, and we pay him $3 a year. Who's he think he is?
Oh fuck!
Unfucking believable, these fucking guys. Well, that's the techies for you, I guess. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're not.
That's right.
But he gets creative, though. I got to give him that. But he could have been here a few minutes ago and handled that introduction. But nonetheless, Cletus, what's new in the world? What the hell is going on with your life? Tell us.
Learning all kinds of shit about Ford transmissions and got in the pool today for the first time in fucking I don't know how long, and just briefly, just been busy.
Man, there's always time to fucking swim at night and shit. What's the matter?
Yeah, but
talk to your boy.
I don't like getting in the pool unless the sun's on me, because for some fucking reason I freeze to death unless I'm being cooked by that big glowing fucking ball in the sky.
That's an interesting thing, that big glowing ball in the sky. I got a question for you. Is that big glowing ball in the sky really made of gas, or is it a liquid? Anyway, that's just a question for another night. But when you watch how it behaves and you watch what happens when things explode from its surface, you tell me that doesn't appear to be a liquid, and I'll listen to you.
Well, it'd be you would think it hard for a ball of gas to, number one, stay intact unless something in the middle of it is pulling at it. Something's creating a gravitational pull, right? And you wouldn't think a ball of gas would do that.
Well, gravitational, there is no pull. It's the curvature of space that causes what we've been being told is a pull. There is no pull. The mass of an object, as it increases, curves space more. So anything in close proximity to it will fall into it. Kind of like a funnel. That's what gravity really is. Between inertia and the distortion of space, that gives us gravity. Yet, in all fairness, folks, your modern science isn't really going to get into that discussion with you. They want you to think it's a force that attracts like a magnet. Bunch of fucking flipping idiots. Anyway, Cletus, what do I know? I'm just some fucking idiot named Bruno Pellicano, and it goes under the fucking name Sergeant Friday on a fucking stream called Your Ashurst News Network. How the fuck could I know anything?
I don't know. It's a fucking miracle.
Jesus,
oh man.
Can you alter your voice to sound like anybody else? I could do Donald Duck a little bit.
I can't fucking do Donald Duck. No.
Yeah, I pray at the Lord.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I can come up with some fucked up shit. What are you gonna do?
If I refresh my memory on Bugs Bunny and Tweety, I could probably remember how to do a lot of them, because I used to do Bugs Bunny and Tweety a lot, and I watched the shit out of that growing up.
Tweety bird, a little more devious little bitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the bird was gay.
Maybe. I don't know why you say that, but maybe. I mean, hey, who knows?
I almost choked on my orange soda. I don't know why I said that either. Just to be a dick. You just throw this shit out there. Fuck it. See where it goes. I don't give a fuck if he is or not. It's a cartoon animation, for God's sakes. Right?
Oh, fuck. So what's going on with you? What's new in the world with Sarge?
Well, nothing really. I mean, Yeah, I don't know. I was doing business actually in the pool, selling jobs and swimming and then making the people wait a couple hours because I wasn't going to interrupt my fucking swimming to just earn more money. I didn't think it was that fucking important, to be honest with you. So I stayed in the pool and called the person back. They called me at 6. I think my return call was 8:36 before I started the stream. Oh, I'll call you back when I'm out of the pool. So just being me, maybe that's white privilege or something. I don't know how that works. I don't. I'm gonna have to ask one of them hateful Democrats. They'll educate me on that, right?
Yeah, they will.
Miss Dubai, she needs new glasses. Apples apparently are what gave us gravity. I think that's a significant point. Of course, why not? Sure.
So
I don't even know what
if we got rid of apple trees, we'd all just float into fucking space.
Well, I don't know.
I'm just being.
That's a good question. I mean, that's. I think Gray Pearl needs to address that. Completely. It's on her. And I won't. I don't want to argue genius. I mean, who's going to do that?
Well, hey.
Someone's now noticing your avatar, and I think it scared the fuck out of them. Let's see what it is.
I don't know why. It's a bust of myself in the future. It's some fucking, I don't know, it's some liquor jar that somebody converted into a lamp and Clue got for me.
Is it, did you buy a DeLorean?
Fuck no, but after all the research I've done over the past several days, I think I could build one.
Flux capacitor number 2. Here's another thing too. I don't know why anybody would watch a Star Wars film. If you listen to the guy that played Luke Skywalker, if you just listen to that guy's mouth go off on Twitter and on TV, I don't know why anybody would go to a Star Wars movie anymore. I mean, he basically hates you.
Well, nobody watched Star Wars for Luke Skywalker. Everybody watched Star Wars for the robots and for Darth Vader.
Yeah, I know, but he is a big part of the franchise, and I'm just thinking,
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I don't know anything about it.
But I don't even know where that came from. I think because of gravity. I got hit in the head with an apple, and you made a flux capacitor. So, we're doing pretty good tonight.
Fuck yeah, we're doing awesome.
Come on, we've determined what the sun was made out of, and we didn't even give it much thought.
That's right.
Right? Gravity came up with a theory of gravity that's probably more accurate than the fucking theory that they run around with, and let's not be fucking mistaken. It's called the theory of gravity because they don't fucking know.
Well,
right?
I mean, at this point, we're only 8 minutes in, and you've already thrown out 3 revelations. So the rest of it just for fun.
Maybe we should. Here's a unique idea. Let's write my book of revelations.
Oh, instead of Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy, it's fucking Revelations with Sergeant Friday.
Fucking A, twice on a Monday. You gotta get into it, bro. So, but again, the reason I'm rolling down this track of bullshit is that it's like, true crime and politics. Where is there room for any reality in this stuff? It seems that we're always chasing stupid things that really have no bearing on reality. I don't understand it. Like I'm very, very disturbed, okay, as a voter, as an American, that my opposing party is hateful and obviously, and I'm sorry, they earned this. As ignorant as you people are, the ignorance is astounding. That you didn't even vote for the person that they're now telling you is going to be the fucking president. Only the white 1% decided that. The white 1% that run your party that you seem to never really want to talk about. They decided Kamala Harris was going to be your candidate. You guys didn't vote for her. As a matter of fact, you guys gave her a resounding go fuck yourself when she tried to run against Biden. And yet, all of a sudden, you're all on board with their anointment of a woman that they did a coup on Joe, right? They fucking cooed him. They cut his meds down. He got a little babbling on the fucking stage, right? You know this. That all of these motherfuckers are controlled by others. They're incapable of their own thinking, and yet they install your candidate. You didn't vote for them. Here's the best part. There's a convention coming up where the opportunity does exist for you to vote. Did you know that, Cletus?
No, did not know that.
The convention does offer you, because they were trying to do that to Trump too. They were trying to oppose his fucking nomination. And they were going to try to oppose it on the floor. The same thing happened with Reagan. So it is possible, Republican or Democrat, to go up onto the floor and oppose the nominee or throw your name in the hat as a prospective nominee, when in fact your nominee has got as much fucking intelligence as the stone in your fucking garden. So you get rid of the rock, and what do? You bring in a boulder, and you tell the people that this is who you're voting for. I don't understand how these people could decide that we're in the party of dictators. Where the fuck is reality in these people? Why is there no room, Tommy Jude, for people like you to have no fucking area for reality in your heads? You hateful, bigoted motherfuckers. Cletus?
I don't know. Part of me wonders sometimes, is it a situation of we typically don't push back against
and
that
these are the points
bullshit?
we should be pushing back on. We shouldn't be arguing whether they call JD Vance weird. Right? That's becoming a new thing.
Well, when I say we, I'm talking about the people that are, the people that would get labeled as dictators. They don't really fucking address that shit.
No.
And it's like, is that why it's such an easy thing to do? Because it's easy to create a narrative when there's no counter to it.
And we don't do anything to counter it. We should be focused on the fact that all the leaders of Russia were appointed by the polar bear. I can't even say the word because I'm not fucking Russian and I'm not a spy, but I will be if you fuckers want to go there. Anyway, the Pollet Bear or whatever the fuck they call it. It was the group of fucking leaders that chose their ultimate president of the country. That's how it worked in Russia until just recently, until after the wall came down. They're more democratic than we are. It's fucking incredible. And yet here in America, a party will allow the party elite. Two things they allow them, Cletus. One, the controlling decision over who the candidate is because they represent themselves as superdelegates. If they're superdelegates, Democratic voter, what kind of shit stain are you? Where your vote can be fucking changed. Your vote can be overridden by white 1% elitist bigots can determine who your candidate is going to be. Go ahead.
How do you how do you achieve the status of superdelegate?
You become a billionaire that pays for all the fucking games and prizes. You become a person that then controls the narrative and runs the party.
What I'm trying to understand is how does the Democratic Party officially determine who is a superdelegate? Like, is there a criteria that somebody has to meet to become a superdelegate?
That's a good question, but I think superdelegate is really the position of the party and the people in the Democratic Party itself that run it. Okay. They then determine who the superdelegates are or appoint them. Gotcha. Or they themselves may be one. Okay. They're the hierarchy of the party.
Okay.
They're not that black dude fucking living under a box with a fucking trying to eat fucking day old donuts. They're not him. They're not the white guy that's all cracked out on fucking drugs and fucking wandering the streets looking for baggies. They're not him. And they're not the black or white person or any color fucking person that gets up every day fucking 5 days a week and works 60 hours a week just to get by. Not any of them are superdelegates. Let's be clear. That fucking party is the most sickly, corrupt, Marxist, communist, go fuck yourself party I've ever seen in the world. They're comparable to any horrific party around the globe. 100% comparable, if not even worse. And yet their own voters are too ignorant, and they're going to call people like us fucking Marxists and dictators, and Trump's going to be a dictator. I mean, the fucking guy lost the last election, regardless if it was done right or wrong. He did walk off, did he not? I don't get it. Why did he stay the first time? Are these people fucking stupid? Where's the reality that people that we're supposed to observe, Cletus?
In fairness to insanity, I can see a uninformed argument being made that's in support of him being a dictator. He did shut the government down because he didn't get his way. Trump.
Yeah, yeah. That's
He
all
should.
presidents have that power.
I understand, but I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
that's, in terms of an uneducated, uninformed person making that or forming that opinion, there are a couple of facts that would support it. That being one of them, and the other one being the way that he contested the election for so long.
But it was
Um,
okay that Gore contested Bush and it had to go to the Supreme Court. That was okay.
no,
Okay.
but
Well, wait, wait,
Gore.
wait. No, no, wait. Let's
I'm
back
not.
up.
I'm not justifying it. I'm just
Okay.
saying I see. I can see what gets played, what could be played upon and
Well, that's
pushed.
obvious. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the listen. That's the party hierarchy doing that, not the
yeah.
voter. The voter only knows what they're being told, and the voter. It's ignorance now. But for many decades or for many years, the voter took in faith and confidence that what these people were sharing with them was a reality, was true. Like, why would this person be lying to us? Correct?
Yeah.
And that became a cycle to where now they're actually fucking lying to us. But we've already been preconditioned to just accept what they're saying is the truth. This goes for the media. But this election cycle, I really think they're losing that traction. And they should lose that traction. How in the fuck did this woman become the candidate for president? No, none of you voted for her. I don't get it, bro. Why can't it be me if it don't take no votes?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. I mean,
Well, that's the reality of what we're living through. Yet that's not even discussed by the. This should be the biggest issue, the biggest thing talked about when you want to talk politics on Twitter or social media.
so there's
We
only
need to
one.
understand how the fuck this woman got a job, and a job that's an elected official with no votes. How did
So
she get that position? Go ahead.
the only way I can explain it's one of three things, right? Either you accept you stand no chance against Trump, and you put her up against him for as a demonstration, so that you have something to bitch about, because Trump beat a black female candidate for president, right? And you can bitch about how racist and misogynistic the Republicans are, and blah blah blah. You don't really give a fuck about Trump, and you're gonna fix an election to put whoever you
Right.
want in, which doesn't make much sense to me, with it being her.
Did you see Kamala Harris?
Or she is the least likely, or she's the best option you have. One of those three has to be fucking true.
All right, listen. You said they call us misogynists, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the fucking the rally she had in Atlanta, where she brought out? Listen, probably a well-respected and liked singer in the community of rap or whatever genre she's a part of. I don't know the woman. I don't listen to her songs, but great. But they put a whole stage of women being sexualized and twerking and talking about pussy. Now, I don't know about you, but that's fucking misogynistic at its fucking extreme. And this was part of Kamala Harris's coming out fucking rally in Atlanta. What the fuck are you doing? And then you got the balls to point at a guy like me and say that I'm a misogynist? Because I might tell you, shut up, honey, go make me a sandwich. Right? That's what Kamala Harris, she should get a course in making sandwiches, because I don't really think she's man. And then Trump, did you see Trump today? How he blasted Kamala? He blasted that reporter. He went to a black journalist convention and,
No,
and was beating on that girl with the barrel of the fucking stock of the gun that shot at him. It was crazy, bro.
he was doing what? Wait,
Beating
run
on
that
this
by
black
me.
ABC reporter. Just
He was
hammering her, bro. Yeah.
like literally physically hitting her with the stock of a
No,
gun.
but that's what it would be equal to if it was a physical violence. It would have been equal to him taking the gun that shot at him and beating her with it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like wailing on this fucking bro, but she deserved it. She's just nasty and mean and asks the most ignorant question, runs this guy into the dirt. She didn't even ask a question. She labels him as a fucking felon, criminal, no good piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. Then ask him a question about Kamala. And Trump goes off on this girl, bro. And he says, there's no way to start a conversation. What kind of a question is that? He says, not. He said, "Oh yeah, I had the respect for your audience. It was a black gathering, a black journalist, right?"
Yeah.
And he said, "At least I had the respect to be here early, to be with your group, and you held me up for 35 minutes because you couldn't get your shit together." He said, "You're late to your own convention." He said, "You have." He just, dude, you know. But anyway, that's the reality. The point is, call him all the names you want. What is he going to do to fix the problems in the country? And that finally came around. He did get that, but he wailed on this woman. But the reality of it is, that's the true reality. If I were Trump, like he's not agreeing to have a debate with Kamala, because Kamala is not even the official candidate at this point. She can't be until the 19th of August. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
And that's where the Democrats are going to tell the voters. I mean, and they did this with Hillary, right the fuck in their faces, and they seem to ignore it. When they caught Hillary and Donna Wasserman Schultz cheating to give Hillary the win over Bernie, they literally cheated. They kept Bernie people out of the convention. They blocked anybody that was going to bring up Bernie for a nomination. They literally did this in 2016 to nominate Hillary. And this time, now they're just going to tell everybody with no argument that you have to vote for Kamala. Dude, it's the most fucking crazy fucking thing. And this is the United States of America. How can all of these voters look at you? Could hate Trump all you want, but shouldn't you be able to pick who you want to represent you as a president?
Right. No, I do agree. I mean, I think it's a shame that they're railroading. What without an argument, you could say a half of the population, right? Let's just say it's divided. Now you've forced half the population that are dedicated to a party to vote for somebody they probably don't fucking like.
No, and if this person wins, we lose too. We get a candidate heaped in our fucking presidency.
I'm with you.
We wouldn't even want, but more importantly, she got no vote from anybody to get the opportunity to be that president.
Yeah. No, it's a dangerous fucking thing. A really dangerous thing, in my opinion.
Let's switch topics for a lot of these true crime people. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck can you people going up all of these mindless fucking streamers like Jay Ombre and fucking Betty Boop fucking whatever, bubbly fucking whatever. She blows bubbles when she kisses her own ass. I don't know what her name is. Okay? All these fucking screwballs out there, right? That are coming up with theories that have been theories on top of theories for the last fucking 2 years. All of them making these fucking claims, the Aryan Nation, the fucking drugs, the fucking this, the fucking, and you're still all listening to these people?
This motherfucker says she blows bubbles when she kisses her own ass. I swear to God, Sarge.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. That's just fucking funny.
Fucking off the hook, isn't it? Where the fuck do you come up with? I don't know where this stuff comes from, folks. I have no idea how my brain works. Maybe I should read a book. I don't know.
Spend too much time in the pool and obviously do some fucked up shit in there if you're blowing bubbles. If you're thinking about blowing bubbles while you're kissing your ass.
Not me, that's her.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, anyway. Fuck, bro. But the non-reality, the harsh realities. Listen, there's so many of them out there, folks. They even tell you it's entertainment. What could be entertaining about a quadruple fucking murder? I don't get it. What is entertaining about a kid that went missing and circumstances so mysterious they still ain't found him? Where's the entertainment in that?
Yeah.
Whoa. And then the reality of life is you're surrounded by a bunch of criminals, right? Criminals that definitely, okay, were given orders from superiors that created a hole in the security fucking system that'll let a ex-president almost get his head blown off. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, Cletus. There's no way you can't make that argument and have more facts to support it than any other discussion. Not theories, fucking facts.
Yeah.
That paint that picture. And what are we doing?
Well, it's not really so much to me what are the creators doing, but what are the 5.62 billion people that watch them doing? You know what I mean? Like, because that it is a fucking thing where I think a vast majority of people need to have that awakening that, hey, I'm entertaining myself with fucking tragedies. And what it's sad is the tragedy is what's fucking coming that we're just completely oblivious to because as a whole, we're too busy entertaining ourselves with the fucking shit show that comes in front of it. You know what I mean? We're all
But you
sitting
know,
here.
the shit show is the streamers that put out these thoughts and ideas that have no connection or no basis of any fact at all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just totally fucking stunned. Nobody was covering that roof, Heather. The Secret Service determined that to be outside of their protective zone. Now, did they do that because they didn't assign enough fucking Secret Service counter sniper teams? Yeah. Yeah, that's why they did it. In an area that was surrounded by roofs.
Well, wait a minute.
Literally
If nobody,
fucking
hold on. We have a problem. If
What?
they didn't have anybody covering that roof, then what the fuck were those two guys doing at that window? And why did the guy in the body cam footage say that George was covering the roof?
George is in over there. I don't think he said George was covering the roof. I think he directed them to where George was at that time.
But what the fuck was George doing in the fucking
Listen, there's still look at there is this chaos. The first bit of chaos is we're told that they were at the second window in. That second window has an industrial drain pipe that comes down from the roof that obstructs your view to the fucking roof. If you want to look to the whole length of the roof from where you're standing, look down to the far end of the roof, you can't do it without A, sticking your head out the window, or B, moving all the way to the far edge of the window. You know, if you want to try to look down the street or you want to look across your front yard, you can only see so far looking out till you get your face right up against it and you try to look as far as you can.
Right.
That's the only other way to have looked down that roof the whole length. So they had an incomplete observable view of a primary fucking sniper target or sniper location. That's one. The other story is they were in the room below it. They weren't even in that room. So I'm not exactly sure where these guys are. And then there's the story that they were on the roof and got off the roof. Then there's the story that they left their post and then only one left and one stayed. So it's still fucking good. But here's my point. How many fucking stories are you going to tell us until you get it right? Are you just going to keep guessing so that people can keep making more conspiracy theories and muddy this up to the point where nobody knows what happened? That's what you're doing.
Yes, that's exactly what the fuck is going to go down. Or we would already have answers otherwise. Because to me, I don't fucking understand how something that major can happen, and then you be what are we 2 weeks plus into it? And we don't have the first fucking answer except who the fucking guy was. That's bullshit. And there's no excuse for it. Except for you are purposely avoiding the fucking situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and here we're gonna get caught. There's people out there now saying there were 10 shots. The longer you let people listen and watch and observe and come up, now instead of 9, they claim there's 10. The guy that claims there are 10, the only thing I could say in his defense is he's still claiming 8 from the shooter, which is good because we have 8 shells. That was confirmed. And he's claiming 2 Secret Service shots 10 seconds apart. One that comes immediately after the 5th shot. So when you hear the rapid fire of the 5 shots, right as the 5th shot is going off, a sniper takes a shot. Those 2 shots are kind of intermingled. If that's correct, then clearly 10 seconds later, you hear the shot that everybody screams to. Okay? Because that shot came 10 seconds after a shot we didn't realize was a sniper shot. You follow me?
Yeah.
So it's possible there were 10 shots. And if this gentleman's analysis, he's the only one that's come up with an audio analysis that I think the crowd does react in a way consistent with his analysis. And I sent him a message to say I don't really catch what he's showing in different videos. But here's the thing. All of these crazy conspiracy theories, because people can't do their job. I mean, all of the people that are in charge that had any kind of responsibility to set that rally security up, they should be at home on paid leave. They should be under subpoena. They should be under questioning. All their phones should be turned in, their electronics, everything. They should be under suspicion. Not because they did anything wrong, but because that's how you're supposed to handle something like this. Fair enough?
Yeah, fair enough. I kind of feel like it's a situation where, when the investigation is officially closed. It's a situation that I really think if I were directly involved in it, like let's say the gentleman that lost his life was a family member of mine, or I was one of the other two people that got shot, I would file a civil suit against the government for this,
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
if the ultimate output of the investigation smells like bullshit or has bullshit in it. I'd do it all fucking day. Because if for no other reason than getting the answers as they are, the truthful answer of what happened, what did not get done right, getting to the bottom of it is the least the government could do for that guy's family and for the other people that were injured.
Yeah.
At a fucking minimum, they owe it to them. And it's
And we as
ridiculous and
social
a
media
slap in the
people,
face that we're 2.5 weeks in, and they don't have any other answer other than the fucking fact of who the guy was, where he was at, and a bunch of bullshit other than that.
right? And not for anything, but when you've got numerous supervisors, and we know that everything is management heavy nowadays, corporations, government, big time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That failure was so bad that it's only fair to look at it from it being intentional. Okay, a citizen was killed, an ex-president got fucking shot in the face, his ear, right? And luckily minor injury, and then two other people were shot. Both of them were in critical condition. One is better to some extent, and the other one's still iffy, right? So because of that calamity, and the fact that this happened in a fucking building and a lot surrounded by roofs, which are where a sniper would want to shoot from, or high windows, right? I mean, what the fuck?
So I think
people should be handled as if they were criminal, and if not, they're criminally negligent in the execution of their duty at the very least.
I think the option of intentional should be kept on the table, but I think the investigation should be done with an open mind, right? Let's see where the facts point. Does that make sense? Because I think if somebody were to go into it looking at it as it had to be an intentional act, there was just too much of a fuck up, they may miss the forest for the fucking trees, because at that point they're a conspiracy theorist.
No, I think what you should do is you have two investigators take two different lines of reasoning. That's all. That way, your job is to tell me all the actions that were taken and your understanding of them to the level of ineptitude or inexperience or laziness or accident or miscalculation. That's your investigation. Without telling him, I'd have someone else investigate if there's any possibility that security hole was left there intentionally by the people that ordered the security details to take the positions they took. I don't think that's unfair. Okay, this is a situation where someone was killed and three people were wounded. Right?
I don't think asking those questions is wrong, or having those questions and looking for answers related to that point one way or the other with those questions is wrong. But I don't know that I would leave that up to the investigator. I think the investigator should be going after the facts and let the person above the investigator or people decide, okay, here's the facts. Here's what happened. What questions do I have? What does this look like at this point? Was it a policy and process failure? Was it intentional? What the fuck, right?
Right. And I honestly, I don't think the investigator should be denied the observational conclusion. I mean, if you're in there and you're looking at the facts that we've been shown, I mean, these are coincidences that I don't even know. Maybe we should find that Indian statistician. He's a mathematician in India. He's one of the best math guys in the world, and let him figure out the statistics, right? Of all of the times this kid was in contact, near contact, observed, photographed, discussed, talked about with a rangefinder, on a bicycle, with a backpack, pulled his van in where we are. He saw me put my rifle in the trunk. He knows where you are. How many fucking observations need to be made before someone takes it upon themselves to act against this particular person? I don't care about even the police there. What the fuck were they doing? How do you not take action against somebody with all them strikes? I mean, goddamn, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, do you got to see me shoot someone in the head before you say, yep, that guy's a threat? Apparently, that's how it works. right?
It
That's
did
how
that.
it worked,
It did that day, right?
right?
I mean,
And
at the end of the day, that's all we can say for sure. Is that day? That's exactly what the fuck it took.
and if one person was on that roof with a fucking handgun, okay, they could have delayed, stopped, or put their body in the line of fire, as they're paid to fucking do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet nobody was on that roof or the roof behind it. All of those roofs should have had fucking people on it. The roof,
Well,
look at the building that had the second floor. Why not get up on that roof to overlook the roof below you? Now you cover two with one guy. Don't do that. No, but nobody there.
you got to worry about that slope.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. These are mistakes that are like fucking, honest to God, they need to bring back the word retarded, because this fits the definition in ways that's just unimaginable.
Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know.
They did have what I said.
It
They did.
literally, and I've said this before, but I'm probably more serious about this now than I've ever been.
Okay.
If this doesn't get fucking answered, and Kamala wins, I literally may fucking migrate to Mexico. Anywhere but the fucking U.S. Because if this is literally if we get to the fucking election and she wins and this situation has not been resolved and answered clearly with the facts presented to the public and the families of those that were injured, given the fucking truth, that there to me there is no coming back. We're too far fucking gone.
Yep.
Because
they've
we
completed their
have a
circle of
leader.
control and power.
We'll have a leader or somebody that holds all the power in the country, theoretically, sitting in there with no goddamn idea what she's doing other than creating fucking chaos. And we'll have departments underneath her that can't do their fucking job or refuse to. And at that point, I don't know how the fuck you fix that.
You can't. I mean, if she wins,
if it were a company, they would go under in 90 days. They would just shut the fucking doors. You know what I mean? If you have an ineffective leader that's a fucking rock and nobody underneath her can do their goddamn job, you collapse.
Well, the simplest thing, this is why I wish sometimes, I think some of the people around Trump, I don't know what their fucking deal is, but I don't think they give him fair enough things to come out and talk about. I would connect the war in Ukraine directly with the immigration and the fact that all of our inner cities are failing and you're being overrun by illegal immigrants. And all of that money that could be used for you, Scrooty, keep the illegal immigrant out of it too. Take the illegal immigrant out, and the money we're throwing around the world for wars be spent in our cities where it belongs, on our roads, our infrastructure, our schools, our hospitals. That's where the money doesn't belong anywhere else but there first. And if that's the argument, see, I don't know why he's not having advisors pushing him to talk. He can talk like this, but that message resonates for everybody. You're not calling out. I'm not saying the fucking repressed areas are any fucking color or race. I'm simply saying that your repression needs to end and the wars that we fund need to stop, and that money needs to be redirected to Americans. Why is it? He could, maybe he will, but there's so many things that are being done against us. Our own government does against us, and that's what always worried me with him. Was he part of this fucking scam too? You know how I always thought about him.
Well, and I mean, let me ask you this. What is he talking about in terms of what he's going to do and how he's going to do it?
Well, he's got to, and he's claiming he's ending the wars. He's going to start drilling. And look, at no matter whether you're for the fucking planet or not, the bottom line is the fact that you can walk into any location and flip a switch and turn on a fucking light, it means you need energy. Okay. Proof is in the fucking pudding. So if you want to maintain that capacity, you have to use the technology you have. That means you need oil. It's that, I mean, to me, sometimes I wonder why Republicans don't have more fucking common fucking man statements to make to us. Instead of these all convoluted fucking discussions over shit. It's really that fucking simple. It's you're right. 100 years ago, you used to have to buy fucking oil in the name of kerosene to light lamps to carry with you. Today, anywhere you go, you flip a fucking switch, presto. That kind of life comes from energy. And until we create a different form of producing it, you got to keep making it fucking work for the way it is, right? So I don't know. It's kind of infuriating to me that some of these common sense things like the debt, they weaponize that against you. And the Republicans and even Trump, he's more capable of doing it. But I think he's got too many fucking Too many Republicans. We're actually people that are politically connected. And I know he needs that, but I don't think they help him in his message.
Well, he would be the opposite of the situation with Kamala. I believe Trump's capable of accomplishing whatever the fuck he wants to. Right? He's capable of directing the ship, but at the end of the day, the team sucks. Kamala isn't capable of tying her fucking shoes, in my opinion, and the team sucks. So
Right. You got both.
The effectiveness of either one of them, it's almost a situation where unless the plan is to fix the fucking problems within the team he'll have, then he's not going to be effective. He's just going to keep the country from fucking collapsing, which is exactly what I think she would do, is allow it to happen because she wouldn't fucking know any better.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, she's on that plan to do it now. It's not that she would allow it to happen. Her and Biden's policies are actually running us that way. Look at Trump had tariffs on all Chinese shipping. Biden could have got rid of that. He still could. Biden closed off that pipeline. Oil went from 30 to $100 a barrel. He didn't have to do that. He could reopen the pipeline. And now it would cost you a third or a third less of what it's costing you now just to get the loaf of bread to the fucking store. Forget the energy needed to make the loaf of fucking bread, because that would then be a third cheaper, right? There's so many things he could do. These are things Trump are saying, but I like I'm explaining them in minor detail, but detail I think every common fucking person could hear. You know, drill baby drill isn't a message that, I mean, okay. I just think it's a lame message. You need to explain the fucking basically what I get from it when you drill. How do I know that it just doesn't fucking profit Exxon, right?
Right.
And that's why I think
kind of
his
what I was
advisors are
getting.
fucked up.
That's kind of what I was getting at when I was asking, what is he talking about? Is he talking about how he's getting things done, what the benefit is? Because, like I said before, one of the reasons I don't fucking vote is because I'm not gonna pick somebody just because of what they say they're gonna fucking do. Show me how you're gonna fucking get there. Sell me on you are the guy for the fucking job. If I were gonna hire somebody, that's exactly what they would have to do in an interview. And I've done it before, right? I've done it quite a bit. If I hire somebody, they've got to sell me on how they're gonna get the fucking job done. Not the job they're gonna do. I already know the job I want you to fucking do. How are you going to do it? Prove to me that you can fucking get it done.
You know what? I'm going to look right now. What are Trump's anti-immigrant policies? Massive deport. Yeah, these fucking left-wing people with these search engines, bro. That's the other thing. I mean, and yet I'm stuck using the same fucking one for whatever reason. But he does have. If you go to his campaign site, I think you find a massive amount of issues that he does cover.
Right.
I'm gonna look here from 2024. See if it brings me to his, and it brings up Tom. I don't want to know Tom. It's Kamala Harris. I put in Trump 2024, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what comes up?
What?
All about it. News about Harris. When I put in Trump 24.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
All these search engines are in on the fucking on the steal like they did the first time, bro. You're laughing. It isn't funny. It's kind of. Okay. So here's what he says: Stop the border migrations, seal it, carry out the largest deport operation in American history, end inflation, and make America affordable again. Don't know what that means. Make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. I understand that. But it's in those two statements.
These are all goals he's got.
Yeah.
None of them are a plan to achieve the goal.
Wait. Stop the outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. That's something.
Okay.
Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. That's something, right? Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and fundamental freedom, and keep the right to keep them.
So turning the country into a manufacturing superpower would be something that I would be really curious to know his plan on that, right? So does it give you any details? Are there access to the details of his plan to achieve that goal?
No,
but
I can see that being a good thing. There isn't.
Yeah.
Please, so there at this point there isn't. This is a list.
Yeah. Then right? I mean that's what I'm talking about. Like at the end of the day, he's out here saying giving you a bunch of fucking pipe dreams, and you've got to trust him. or you follow the fucking dancing fucking idiot. And it's like, I don't know. To me, it's just like, what the fuck? Why would I even
That's why
participate
I'm
in
saying the
listening to any of
specificity wouldn't be that difficult. The specificity could be simple statements,
Right,
right?
exactly. And
Right.
that's what it
So,
would take to
and
get me
make
these
us the
polls.
dominant energy producer in the world by far, because that lowers all your food and energy costs.
Yeah,
Everything needs energy. You can't make a loaf of bread without electricity. If you lower the cost of electricity, the cost of your bread comes down. The cost of your eggs, the cost of your travel and shipping. And that's what I mean. These statements in themselves are a bunch of fucking poo-wah.
right. And
That's why I don't like Republicans or politicians. Can't you just elaborate in simple terms what that means to the people you're pitching this to?
no, because that would be
Right.
truth and not politics.
Well,
That would
keep
be a
men out of
plan,
women. Some of
not
these
power,
things,
is what that would be.
secure, like keep men out of women's sports. That speaks for itself. Cancel the electric vehicle mandate. That speaks for itself, and I agree with that. Keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. I agree with that as well. That's also a major thing that would keep us from falling off a cliff.
But again, the things that so what did you take from the things you just said? I agree with that, and you have an understanding as why that would be a good thing, right? But I may not, and I may on the surface disagree with it, and I think that's where I get it just pisses me off. It pisses me off to pay taxes, to have to choose between two people that either bash each other, talk a bunch of fucking ignorance, or come up with a bunch of fucking pipe dreams.
Right.
Don't treat me like I'm a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Give me the information. Let me go fucking look at it. Let me go fucking see, does your plan make sense? And we should all be the same. We should all be demanding that from these fucking people instead of just, oh,
I agree.
he sounds good, so let me go with that.
Well, for some people that is true, but not for all people. And can I just say though, I think too, what you also have to give credit to is a lot of people may instinctively know what it means when energy comes down. And this party, I think the people on the Republican side, even though there's propagandized as the left, at least they'll read about the climate before they'll make a decision on. Some of them won't, but a lot of them will. So when they hear that you're going to bring down the cost of energy, they automatically understand what that means on an economic level.
You should watch some of these
Right.
fucking videos with the generation that's coming up now being
Yeah,
asked what state is Canada in, and they'll argue if it's Texas or fucking Arkansas. Okay, so I'm not gonna give you that one, Sarge. I think our generation, yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people that do, and if they care to know, they'll go fucking look, right?
Right.
But I don't think the generations that are coming up are going are they practice that same common sense, right? Of let me go see what the fuck this is about. And that's what I think is a shame is, we've created a situation to where as long as this person talks good talk and has nothing to fucking show for it and can present better than the other person, that's who will fucking win.
Let me ask you this: just knowing what you know, was Trump's 4 years better for you or Biden's?
If I'm being completely honest, I've probably done better in Biden's term than I did in Trump's.
And why is that?
I don't think either situation has a fucking thing to do with either one of them, if I'm being honest. I really don't. I think it's just,
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something though. You like everyone else, you see all the prices went up on everything, right?
Yeah, but I mean, in fairness, I only say, let's talk about gas. Gas prices weren't very fucking low for very fucking long. So I'm not even going to give Trump that. I mean, anybody can throw a fucking Band-Aid on a artery that's bleeding out. You know what I mean? Like, I can't give him that one.
Well, but wait a minute. His opening off offshore drilling, his opening up Anwire, his allowing the pipelines to be built to move the oil rather than by train, which keeps fucking spilling and nobody reports on it. So that's what brought the energy prices down and your gas prices. And had he stayed in, another 4 years of that would have been a big deal for people.
And I do agree, right? I do
Your
feel
interest
like,
rates were down. He took us. Let's be fair. I'm not like a Trumpian. I'm not like that at all. But if you look for policy, all the wars were ended.
well, but you asked
Right.
me which term was
Right.
my life better in, and I'm just saying that the honest answer is probably the 4 years of Biden than the 4 years of Trump's. A lot of that was due to my own fucking, was my own fault, right? Like it is what it is. So I can't truly gauge that other than to look at the things I was directly impacted by, right? I'm not going to give Trump the gas thing because it was a short-lived thing. I will give him the price of things was less than what Biden's term has been, but there are other factors in there that could affect that, right? And I'm somebody that's uninformed as to why they went up because I'm not paying fucking attention. So from my point of view, I would, an honest answer is I would have to say that since 2020, things have been better for me.
You mean in earnings?
Probably a little bit of everything, right? So one of the big things for me is I haven't followed politics at fucking all. Earnings is another part of it. That's that's really about it. We don't go out, we don't fucking do a lot of shit. So I mean, there's really not a lot of interaction with society or with things for us. So I don't really see a lot of the same shit that everybody else gripes about.
Well, no, but you do. When I was talking with you, you were having that big thing with insurance.
Now taxes, I will say taxes
Taxes.
taxes is a big one. I will give Trump all fucking day. And
He did. He reduced your personal income taxes. He did.
I will give him that one all day. And
so is that possibly why maybe you're still doing a little better even if Biden is president because you're still enjoying some of the actions that he took. Combined with any offset that Biden may have created, it just hasn't affected you.
I can't argue it, right?
Okay.
I can't argue it. I'm just saying I would like to see the planes.
Can I just say something though? The running of our government is much, much more than personal, I guess. Maybe I asked the wrong question, but when you look at the nation as a whole and our involvement and what it costs and the destruction of our government's involvement around the globe, okay, and the neglect here at home and the unfucking controlled migration that we're paying for. When you look at that situation now you may not be having a personal issue with it at this moment, but that's causing millions of people a lot of fucking problems.
Right. And I don't disagree that the country as a whole is a fuckload worse than it was.
Okay. All right. That's what you could.
Yeah. Before Biden, right?
Nigger's making it all about himself.
And I do. Well, you asked me what in my
I
life.
Thought you would have. I would thought you had a bigger view than us than without looking out a window.
Well, when you say my life, I'm looking out a fucking window. I don't leave the house. So what the fuck do you want from me?
Unbelievable.
But I do think I had confidence when I thought Trump was going to win in 2020, I had confidence that another 4 years of what we had seen the previous 4 years would potentially set us up unless some fucking lunatic got in office. Right. Okay, and I'm hopeful that if he wins, that will be the case. I'm just saying, me personally, he won't get me to the polls. Neither will Kamala, because neither one of them would present a plan of how they're going to do the pipe dream.
I think then probably you need to pay a little bit more attention to politics as far as when Trump is talking, because he does offer up solutions in a way to get there. But his solutions himself, I don't care if he calls Exxon itself and says, listen, you're going to lower the price and we're going to refill the fucking National Reserve. In other words, yeah, we're going to spend tens of billions with you, but you're going to lower your fucking per barrel price. We're also going to open up the pipelines. We're also going to open up and get and make a promise. We'll get Congress to pass a fucking law on this, so every president can't keep fucking with the goddamn oil. That's what happens to us every cycle, bro.
Yeah.
Republicans make the energy cheap. The fucking Democrats come in and make it go through the fucking roof. And right, Obama did that to us. Bush made it more affordable. Everybody said oil wars. Yeah, they were. We didn't need them wars. We got more oil than all the Middle East under our feet. At least Trump does tell us that, and he's willing to go get it. So I think overall we would be better with Trump because of those policies. But the problem I have with his policies, they were all executive order. I want these policies to be passed by a Congress and a Senate and set into law. You follow me?
Well, and
that's his biggest shortcoming, bro.
What I learned when I did follow politics, and what I've learned since not following it, but more of occasionally observing, is probably one of the reasons that I don't waste my time with it. Because unless he comes in with a different mindset in how he's going to get shit done, then I don't see long-term impact being positive. I mean, his 4 years didn't have a long-term impact. I mean, that shit was unfucking done in one day.
No, and he was vehemently fought and impeached and accused and ran through the fucking dirt. And they're still, that's the funny thing. Everything they did to him during his presidency turned out all to be unprovable. Yet they tortured the guy. And now they did it after he left off. It hasn't stopped. Now, I've always suggested that's also another way of programming the public to just how helpless you are, no matter who you are, even a billionaire, right? I think that message has resonated. We've all become victims, and we don't dare do anything together because, good God, we'll be misunderstood and locked up. And that's that message that's been cultivated and groomed through what they're doing to him and groomed into our population, I think is a devastating fucking message. I have no love for him for that. But we'll see if he gets in there this time. If he's beating all these cases again, I don't. To me, it's like a game. I don't get it, man.
Well, and
I would rather have him than Kamala.
I won't argue that at all, right? I will not argue that one fucking bit. But my ultimate point is it's not enough for me to want him more than Kamala for me to go cast a vote. Yeah. I've got to believe in him, not in that he's better than the other fucking option. I got to believe in him, or I'm not going to fucking sign off on him. And at the end of the day, do I think he did better than Biden? Fuck yeah, I do. Do I think he had long-term impacts? No, I don't.
Well, on taxes and things he did, and some of the things that he did were only good while he was there. That was the other thing, like the tariffs on China.
So wait a minute, you said on taxes he did have long-term impact?
Sure.
Well, then why does the amount of money I'm paying into the government, did it double last year and then double again this year?
Well, I think if you look, you'll see that some of the Biden administration has eliminated some of these income bracket cuts.
Well, then he didn't fix everything permanently, did he? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think I paid any different rate this year than I did any other year. I still got double. I still got the 12% individual. That used to be 6%. So your individual tax deduction per year, let's say you made $100 grand. Well, $6 of that's considered individual deduction, non-taxable. So you're only taxed at 94, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes that 6,000, sometimes would drop you to a lower tax bracket. So instead of 38%, you might go down to 32 because of that. Well, he doubled that to 12 grand and 24 for a married couple. That still exists as far as I know. That's a big tax break because that 12 grand actually did drop me into a lower tax bracket. It did save me money every year after year since it started happening. So I don't know what's happening with you. Maybe you're making so much more, it jumped you into another tax bracket.
I haven't changed.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be paying more in income tax.
I have no fucking idea either, but it is what it is. Yeah, other than the fact that the brackets have moved. Right.
That may be the brackets may have moved, but I didn't see any of that with me. But again, what do I know? They came after me, right? So maybe how the fuck do I know? I have no fucking idea. But it is kind of interesting though. And I agree with it, but I don't think you're ever going to find a perfect candidate anyway. And I think we're in a part in our history where you got to take the best you can get. At least some of his core values and ideas that he wants to push forward are sensible and in line.
I don't disagree, right? And I'm not sitting here saying that Trump's a bad choice or anything like that. I'm just explaining my methodology and mindset in it. If you can't sell me on what you're going to do, then I'm not going to sign off on you. That's just how it is.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, then I guess you got to pay a little more attention to what he's saying if you want to be sold.
And it may be, right? That very well may be what I need to do. And maybe I will. I don't know.
I'm not so sure you will. But he walked right into that one. I think he knew it was coming. He was holding tight to click off on me, but I got his ass at 10 o'clock exactly. Clickbait over here is simply hanging up on guests. That's all we do. The whole show. We go the whole show just waiting for that moment to see who gets who. Because again, as Cletus has pointed out, I do drink fruit flavored soda. And I do act like an 8-year-old occasionally. Never lose your youth. That's what I say. And I don't mean your looks. I mean deep down inside of you. Always have that little silly kid in you. One willing to laugh at something inappropriately. Don't ever let that one go away. You got to hang on to that. So anyway, from the top of Cock Tower in Beijing, China. Never forgetting the Leg of My Balls Convention Center. This is your host, Sergeant Friday, with Your Ass Hurts News Network. And we'll be back again tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'm sure anything we talked about is not going to help you or hurt you or cause you any kind of benefit or discomfort. So you might as well just listen in and see where it goes. We'll talk to you again.